So morning everyone, those that are coming in, morning. I think there's a few new ones I can see. So if this is your first session, my name's Karen. I run Fit to Relax London. Karen, not Colin. The predictive text is amazing sometimes. So if you're new today, if you have any issues or any pre-existing medical conditions or injuries today, please put them in the chat. So that I'm just aware, and so that Lisa's aware as well from Active Newham. And obviously if there is anything today that doesn't feel quite right, or any exercise that doesn't work for you in terms of your existing fitness, then there'll always be an alternative. So again, either just rest, come out of the movement, or take an alternative that you know if you've already been practicing Pilates. Got quite a busy session today, so I'll wait for a few more to come in. And if there's anything you want to focus on particularly today as well, let me know. I'm going to focus a little bit more on shoulders. I know one or two said shoulders over the last few weeks, so we're going to focus a little bit on shoulders again today. There's a few more, so that's 9. We'll give it a couple of minutes. And we'll start standing up today, but we are going to come down onto the mat and do quite a bit of work on all fours on our hands. So if you do have any wrist issues, the alternative will be to come down onto the belly, onto the stomach, and there'll be a couple of alternatives as well. Otherwise, just rest if the wrists are feeling a little fragile at any point. Anyone else coming in? So we've got the lovely Lisa today again with us from Active Newham. So again, if throughout class, if you've got any questions about any of the Active Newham sessions, or you do feel that you need to let us know anything throughout the session, then you can use the chat, and Lisa will just check on you if I don't check on you myself. So welcome if there's anybody new as well that I've just said. If there's anybody new coming in, my name's Karen, I'm at Fit to Relax London, and I've been working with Active Newham for a few years now. Little Francis has put hand up, thank you. So if you've got, maybe not hand up, if you've got any questions, please put them in the chat, or if you've got any pre-existing medical conditions that I need to know about, then let me know. So we've got a busy session today. Few more in, so I'll give it another minute. We've got 12 in at the moment. We might have 17 I think today. So, and apologies if any of you couldn't get in last week. I know there were a few regulars that weren't here last week. We're a little bit light on numbers last week, so not quite sure what happened there. I think there were a few issues with getting in on the Zoom link. So okay, we're going to start standing up with a little bit of a warm-up. And then, as I say, we're going to come down onto the mat and focus a little bit on shoulders today. So when you're ready, we'll take everything off. Cool. So come up to stand to begin with. And make sure feet just hip width apart. And just find your focus to begin with. So just drawing the toes up, and then placing the toes back down, so you feel like you've got a nice strong base with the feet. And just take the weight gently forwards and backwards and gently side to side, and then try and find a midpoint where you feel you've got that connection on the toes and on the heels. So just lift the toes up a little, place them down, and then find that midsection, midpoint. Draw up through the legs into the belly button, so as if you're zipping up a zip, and then gently pulling your belly button towards your spine, just to find this neutral spine, just to tilt this pelvis down a little. And then lift up through the chest. Imagine your collarbones growing wider and your shoulders moving backwards and downwards towards the spine. Good. Now we're just going to circle the shoulders. So feel that big toe, little toe connection on the ground. Gently start to circle the shoulders backwards. So with every breath, deep breath in, And a slow breath out. Really make full circles. So as high as you can towards the ears and then all the way back. Good. So 2 more. Last one. And then take the shoulders the opposite way, forwards. So gently up and round and pull them all the way back down. So we're going to have about 40 minutes today and then a little time for questions at the end. If you've got any questions, let's just do one more with those shoulders forwards. And then release them down. And then start to think about the head. So we're just going to gently drop the chin down to the chest. Keep the weight even on the toes and the heels. Lift the head up. Gentle turn to one side. So breathing out, gentle turn to one side. Come back to the centre, only as far as the head wants to go. Drawing down in front, breathing out. Lifting up. Opposite side, breathing out. Coming back to the centre. And we're going to take a gentle little pelvic tilt. So one hand on bottom, one hand on belly, or hands on hips, your choice. And we're just going to think about squeezing down with our bottom and pulling up with our pelvic floor. So it's a gentle squeeze down with the bottom, pull up pelvic floor, as if you're zipping up and pulling up your insides into your belly button, and then let go. So just drawing up. So it's not a squeeze with the belly pulling in, you're pulling upwards. And then let go. And you'll get that just that gentle tilt. So it's not a big tilt. You're not forcing the hips underneath. You're just releasing through that spine. 2 more. So it looks nice out today. The sun's out, I can see. Looks a little bit windy. And release. Good. We're going to take hands to shoulders now. So hands to shoulders and then circle the elbows backwards. So remember, all these sessions are recorded and they're available through the Active Neum link, as well as all the other sessions that Active Neum are running at the moment. So if you want to watch this one again, or you're new today and you want to watch some of the previous sessions and work out those, then you can do. Just one more. Good. And then start to circle both arms. So gentle circle backwards with the arms. Now just be aware of how the mobility is in the shoulders at the moment. They might not want to go all the way back. You might just want to come a little bit more around the edge. Just one more. Good. And then we're going to take a roll down. So hands to thighs. Find those feet again. Little toe, big toe, heel connection. Circle the shoulders forwards and then tuck the chin gently in and just roll down through the back. So you're going to keep squeezing through that bottom just a little. Bring the weight forwards. Slowly down vertebrae by vertebrae, just to the knees, or not as far if the back's feeling a little tight this morning. Roll slowly all the way back up. Circle the shoulders backwards and float the arms just up to shoulder height. Let's go again. So you're trying to keep this bottom just relaxed underneath. Circle the shoulders forwards. Gently rounding down through the spine, just one vertebra at a time. Take it really slowly. Bringing the weight forward so you're feeling this stretch. Now, if you get to halfway and it feels already tight, just hold it there. Take a breath in and a breath out, and then roll all the way back up. Circling shoulders backwards, float arms. We're going to do one more. So this is a great one to do first thing in the morning. But if you're feeling tight, you might just even get to where the chin tucks in and the hands just reach to the thighs, and that might feel enough of a stretch. So only go each time. Go as far as the back and the head will allow. If there's any tightness, just hold it there and breathe, and then come all the way back up. Don't try and force the movement. Circle shoulders backwards. Floating arms. Good. So warming up the hips a little bit more, we're just going to tap the right toe out. So just tap out with the right leg and come back. So just a toe tap. So toe tap out. Just tapping out. You can tap or slide if the balance is a little off this morning. You can hold onto a wall or a chair. opposite side, or you can just slide the foot out. Don't need to lift the toe off the ground. Up to you. Just one more. And then moving a little bit more into those hips, we're going to lift the knee up and take a gate sweep. So lift the knee up in front, then take the knee out to the side, sweep it round, bring the foot back to the floor. So lifting up, sweeping out. Good, one more. My balance isn't great today. Come up on the opposite side. Had my COVID injection on Thursday, so my head's still feeling a little on the wobbly side. But my arm's fine. I know a lot of people have said they've had a sore arm, but mine feels fine. Good. Bring the feet back down to the ground. So we're going to roll down this time, but take a shoulder release. So we're going to focus a little bit on shoulders today. So we're going to roll down again. So take a forward, just a forward bend, roll down. Bring one hand to your thigh and let the other arm just really drop down. So imagine it's like an elephant's trunk or a piece of pasta, and it's just going to, piece of spaghetti, it's just going to roll. So just roll that arm, just really release through the shoulder and then roll it the opposite way. And then roll all the way back up, hands to thighs. This time as we roll up, we're going to circle the shoulders backwards. We're going to float the arms and come up onto the toes. So just take a gentle raise and then come all the way down. Good, we're going to do same arm again, so rolling down. So really try and let go. If you feel dizzy or you don't feel comfortable with the head down, you can bring the head up a little bit, just lift the chin and look a little bit further forwards. But if you can drop that head down and release, helps to release that arm even more. So really just make it as heavy as you can. Roll all the way back up. Circle shoulders backwards again, float up onto the toes, gentle float up, keep those big toes pressing down. Good, let's go other side. So rolling forwards, gentle roll down, breathing out. Take that arm, just really let it go. Circling one way and then circling the opposite way. And then rolling all the way back up again, rolling up. Circling shoulders backwards, float up onto the toes. Good, last one. So circling forwards with the shoulders, gentle roll down, tucking that chin in, bring the weight forwards on the toes. Arm just rests and relax. Just gentle circles, circling the opposite way. And then rolling all the way back up again. Circle shoulders backwards, float onto toes. Good, so this time we're going to roll down, we're going to come onto all fours. So just rolling all the way down through the spine, or come onto all fours however you want to. Come all the way down, bring the hands to the ground, hands down to the floor. All the way down, and then come down onto the ground, come onto all fours. So we're going to come to thread the needle to begin with. So just watch for the first one and then take a thread if you want to. So we're going to all fours, knees over hips, shoulders over hands, and elbows. Just gently try and corkscrew them in. So turning the creasy bit of the elbow so that it's facing inwards rather than my slightly hyperextended outwards one on my left. So we're going to take the right hand to start with, and we're going to feed it underneath the left. So bringing it in, breathe in, take it all the way under, trying to get the shoulder and the head down towards the ground. So we're just going to take a gentle breath out, come all the way down to the ground. Try and keep the bottom in the same place and the hips from shifting, and then come all the way back. Change to the opposite side, so just coming all the way through, breathing out. Keep this other elbow nice and high if you can. So breathing out and push the shoulder back. Breathing out and then coming all the way back. Come back to that nice central place, draw the belly in. We're just going to cat-cow here. So take a breath, breathe in, drop the head down, round through the spine. Breathe out and release. Good, I'm going to show you from the opposite side. So I'm going to come round to the side. So just take another two on each side. So you're going to come round onto all fours. So taking the arms through this underneath, keeping this bottom high. So breathing out and then pushing this arm up and pushing the shoulder back. Relax the head down. So try not to let everything drop down. Try and keep it nice and strong. Draw the belly button in. Take a breath in, take a breath out, and then come all the way back. Opposite side. So feeding through all the way under. Feeding through. Breathing out. And then come all the way back. Take that cat-cow. So drawing in, rounding through the spine. And then releasing out through the tail, releasing out through the back, lifting the head last. And again, so from the spine, spine draws, base of spine draws, head comes through, looks through to the knees. And then tail releases. Head comes up last. Good. We're going to take 2 more thread the needles. This time we're going to come through our normal side, so normal to the horizontal, and then we're going to come through to the knee and have a little bit more of a stretch. See how it feels. If it doesn't feel great, come back just to the center. So watch to begin with if you need to. So the first one, we're going to come underneath the same. So breathing out, coming all the way under. Keep that tail high. So twisting through the spine. And then we're going to come all the way back. And then same arm, we're going to thread through to the knee. So we're coming deeper through to the knee, twisting a little bit more and keeping that shoulder coming again down to the ground. Keep this shoulder pushing back and then come all the way back. So we're going to do 2 on each side. If you need to rest in between, take a stretch back, let the hands go. But 2 on each side. So feeding through. So feeding through just to the horizontal to start with, just to the side. Keeping that elbow up and pushed back. Then coming all the way back. And then this time coming through to the knee. So just sliding it past the knee, all the way down. And coming all the way back. Good. So take 1 more on each side. If you need to release in the center, just have a release. Just breathe out, have a release. So 1 more to each side. So horizontal to begin with, and then back, and then through to the knee. So 1 more each side. Breathing out. Keep that bottom high. It's going to want to sit back a little maybe. Push this shoulder, push this elbow up. And then all the way back through to that knee. So reaching all the way through. Nice stretch for the shoulders. Coming all the way back. When you've done 1 on each side again, when you've done your final 1 on each side, come back to this cat-cow. So draw the belly in, just rounding through the spine. And then releasing the tail out, releasing through the spine, lifting head last. 1 more, so drawing in. And releasing down, head last. Good. Then we're going to take our Superman. So just the arms to begin with. So coming again onto all fours. Going to be challenged for my leg space today again anyway. So coming onto all fours. We're just going to slide the right arm out. Turn the palm, turn the thumb up and then lift up just to where it wants to go. So lifting the arm out in front. And then coming all the way back. And then the opposite side. So slide the arm out. Keep the head looking down at the thumbs. Lift the thumb up on that arm at the front. And then come all the way back. We're just going to do 3 on each side. So just sliding that hand out and then turning thumb up. Lifting up. Just finding that length through the spine. So trying to find that length. So sliding out. Keep the shoulders relaxed, head looking down, just in line with the rest of the body, and then coming all the way back. So 3 on each side. When you've done 3, just sitting back all the way back, take that stretch, just releasing through the spine. And then just sitting back onto the bottom, sit back onto the heels, take the arms all the way out. So you can have knees a little bit wider, take the knees out, bring the arms forward. And we're just going to walk the hands over to the left side, so left side today. So just take the hands and just walk them a little bit over. You should feel a stretch down this right shoulder. So just take the head down to the ground, just gently on the ground, and feel this stretch down the right shoulder. And then come gently all the way back to the centre, walk the hands back to the centre, and then take them to the opposite side. So keep the head low and just walk those hands over till you can feel that stretch in the left shoulder. Just breathing in, breathing out. And we're going to do that one once more. So come all the way back to the centre. Take it over to the one side, over to that left side. So feeling that stretch down through the left side, down through the right side, right shoulder into the right ribs. Just hold and breathe. And then come all the way back to the centre. So we should be getting a nice stretch now in these shoulders, a bit more of a release. So hold and breathe, just reaching. Just releasing down. And then come back to the centre. Draw yourself up onto your knees and bring your feet round to the front. So we're going to come into our roll down, a little bit of work for the belly, and then we'll come back down onto the front. So bring the feet out in front. Sit up on your sit bones, get rid of any fleshy bit behind, sit up onto the sit bones. And again, we're going to work a little bit for these shoulders after we've done our basics. So hands either underneath the thighs or arms out in front. And imagine you're being pulled up by a piece of string. So you're keeping your spine and your neck nice and long. So long to start with. And then you're going to breathe in, take a big breath in so you're reaching as tall as you can. And then as you breathe out, you're going to soften through the belly and just roll down through the spine. So the opposite of what we did when we were standing. So we were rolling forwards. Now we're just releasing the spine the opposite way. So rolling down slowly, breathing out. And then breathing in, pull the belly button in, breathing in, coming all the way back up. Imagine you're being pulled up by that piece of string until you come back up to seated. So we're going to go and try and go a little bit lower and a little bit slower today. I know we've done this one, we did this one a couple of weeks ago, but we're going to breathe out for at least 4, come to the lowest point you can go. And then breathe in and come back up. Now, as you come back up, no jerky movement. So if you're jerking to come back up or you're struggling to come back up, don't go as low the next time. So really this core will start to work itself. And we don't want to put any pressure on the back. So just breathing out to the point that you want to go. And then breathing in, coming all the way back. Take the arms out as well if you can. So breathing out, we're going to go all the way down. You can come all the way down to the floor if you want to. You have room and you have the core strength to come all the way back up. And then just one more, breathing out. Coming all the way back up. Good. So we're going to add two arm movements on now. 2 arm movements to increase the core strength a little bit, but also to give a little bit of strength work in the shoulders. So these are optional. You can just come back to the gentle roll down if you want to. When you've had enough on the roll downs, just bring the body weight forwards and just have a rest. And then try and do 2 more roll downs. So each time you're just challenging that body a little. So this time with the roll down, we're going to roll down, breathe out, but we're going to lift the right arm up towards the ear as we come down. This is going to challenge the core. Try not to let the shoulders move side to side. So breathe out, roll down, opposite arm. So shoulders stay level, arm lifts. And then we come all the way back up. If that's too strong in the back, remember you can just come back to the roll down. So we do 2 more on each side. So rolling down, breathe out, arm lifts, come all the way back. So breathing out. And back. Good, one more, breathing out. Good. Remember, coming up as if that string is lifting you up from the crown of the head. So coming all the way up, sitting up strong on the sit bones. Good. Take just a gentle reach forwards. Just slide over the legs and then bring the feet together and just let the knees drop to one side, come back to the center, drop to the opposite side. So just knees one side and opposite side. Good. And then we're going to come back and open out through the opposite arm. So this time we're going to roll down, take the arm out to the side. So we're going to breathe out as we come down, take the arm out to the side, gentle twist this time. So we're just gently twisting through the body and then coming all the way back up, lifting up by that string. So take it out, gently coming down and then a gentle twist to the side, coming all the way back up. So you can take the arm high or low. So you can take the arm low down to the side, or you can take the arm out strong to the side, your choice. So coming down, take it to where you want to go. Make sure just a gentle twist through this body, coming all the way back up. Good, one more on each side. So gentle roll down, take that arm out, gentle twist, coming all the way back. And then when you've done the last one, again, just bring the weight forwards over the body and just release out. Good, and then bring the feet back together, come over gently to one side, come back to the center, gently to the opposite side. Good, so should have a little bit of work down into that core already. We're going to come over onto the back into our bridge. So come down onto the back, bring the heels close-ish to the bottom. So close-ish to the bottom, not too close that the knees are going to feel too restricted when you come up, but just close. And then arms down by the side. We're going to put palms down today. So palms down on the ground, feet hip width apart, knees hip width apart. Nose facing up towards the ceiling and shoulder blades pressing down onto the ground. So find those 4 corners of your feet again, little toe, big toe. Feel the connection with the heels. And then as you breathe in, take a breath wide into the ribs. And as you breathe out, start to scoop that pelvis up again. So press down into the feet and start to just gently scoop pelvis up. So you're scooping up in the pelvis. And then releasing one vertebra at a time. So try and keep the pelvis pushed up and come down through the upper back to begin with. Upper back, one vertebra at a time. Really slowly and mindfully until the pelvis settles back down. So I'm going to do 4 of those each time. Think press into the feet first, big toe, little toe connection, heel. Gently start to pull up pelvic floor, breathe out, scoop up, scooping all the way up. You're aiming to get a straight line from your nose to your knees. So you can keep squeezing those hips up. Feel the weight on the shoulder blades. Only if the back wants to allow, so don't force it. And then slowly coming all the way back down. Really slowly. So the middle of the back touches the ground and then the pelvis can settle. So just 2 more. So 2 more, and then on the last one, we're going to hold it up. So breathing out. All the way up, all the way down, and then on the last one, we're going to hold it up. We're going to just pulse the bottom. So we're going to take the hands underneath the bottom, interlace the fingers, and just squeeze the shoulders a little bit further up. And then we're just going to squeeze the bottom and squeeze the pelvis towards the ceiling. So just 5 little squeezes, and then release. Feel the whole bottom release. And then again, 5 little squeezes. So squeezing, make sure squeezing both sides of the bottom, squeezing those hips up, and then release. And 1 more, squeezing up. And then release. Release and peel all the way back down. So the bottom comes down, and then draw the knees into the chest. Just take a knee hug, and then circle the knees one way, circle the knees clockwise, and then circle the knees anti-clockwise. And then place the feet back down onto the ground. So this one is a variation of a traditional Pilates exercise. It's going to strengthen the shoulders as well. So we're going to bring the knees down to the ground, feet on the ground, and we're going to bring the elbows down to the floor with the fingertips facing towards the ceiling. So keep the elbows squeezed into the ribs. So this one's going to be knee drop with weighted arms. So we're going to start off with, we're going to take the right knee out to the side and bring the left hand out to the side. So the right knee goes out and the left hand comes out, and then we come back to the center, and then we change sides. So left knee goes out, right hand goes out. So you're focusing on hip mobility as well as hands. So I'm going to come forwards on. If you need to sit up and look, come and sit up. So let me come that sideways on a little bit, that might help. So you're going to take one knee out and the opposite arm drops out, and then come all the way back. So let's do 6 on each side. So just opposite arm, opposite leg. So the hand doesn't touch the floor, the knee doesn't touch the floor. It's just coming out maybe to about 45 degrees, and then it's coming back. Keep this pelvic tight, so you've got that neutral spine. So imagine you're zipping up again into your belly button. Back isn't pushing down onto the floor as such, but you are getting that strength through the core. So as you move arm and leg, the back doesn't arch any more than it is when it's in that resting position. So coming over to one side, breathing out and breathing in, pulling back. So breathing out, breathing in. Good. When you've done your 6 on each side, draw the knees again into the chest. Take a gentle roll or a gentle hug. So however you want to be. And then we're going to extend that movement just to give us a little bit more work on the core again. So a little bit more work out for the belly. So this time we're going to take one knee to tabletop. So bring the knee so that it's over the hip. Foot just gently relaxes. Keep the elbows into the side again. Find that neutral spine. So zip up through the belly. So zipping up through the belly. Find the neutral spine. And then with that foot in tabletop again, take the knee out to the side and the opposite arm out to the side. And then come back to the center. This time we're going to do 4 on that same side. So knee goes out to the side in tabletop, and then bring it back to the center. Good. So working these shoulders, so strengthening in the shoulders now. Should feel it, hopefully just a little work on the back of the shoulder. And when you've done the 4, lower that leg down under control, draw the belly in, lift the opposite leg, same again. So just take the arm and opposite leg out to the side, and then come back to the center. So breathing out. So opening up nicely in the hips as well, just a 45 degree. Take it all the way out. Keeping that back strong, remember not arching the back as you take the knee out. One more. Good, and then release, draw both knees into the chest again, gentle circles, clockwise, anti-clockwise, or gentle hug, your choice. And then we're going to come up to seated. So you can roll either onto one side, or if you're in your house, you've got a nice mat, you can take the hands behind the knees and just gently rock backwards and forwards and roll up to seated. Your choice entirely. And then come up to a seated position. So if you're not comfortable cross-legged, bring the legs out in front, or if you've got a chair handy, you can come up and sit back onto a chair. So your choice entirely. Otherwise, if you're in the cross-legged position, again, we're just going to open out through these shoulders. So sitting up tall, drawing the belly in, let's just take a shoulder roll to begin with, just releasing. See how those shoulders feel. Hopefully you're feeling a little bit more open and a little stronger now. One more. And then we're going to float the right arm up. So we're going to take the right arm above the head, float it all the way up to the top of the head, and then take the palm of the hand just behind the neck. So it's just gently touching the back of the neck if you can. Elbow as high as it can be. And then just take hold of the upper arm and just start to, you can gently massage if you want to, from the armpit all the way up into that tricep at the back of the arm. Sometimes gets really tight. Just towards the elbow, and then just hold it there and just try and push that elbow upwards and backwards. So you're getting a nice stretch through the shoulder. Keep the head neutral, so try and keep the head looking forwards. Keep the chin just gently in line. And then just hold and breathe. You can close the eyes and breathe if you want to. Breathing in, breathing out. And then release, take the hand to the shoulder, circle that elbow around. Just take a release with that elbow. Good, and take the opposite side. So release that arm down, take the opposite side, lift it above the head. Take the hand just down behind the neck, keep the chin tall. Massage if you want to, up from that armpit, all the way up into that tricep. See how it feels. One feels quite tight today. I did a really challenging yoga class on Thursday morning. It was good, but a lot of work on the arms. Hold it there when you finish. Just relax that elbow, relax that shoulder down. Close the eyes if you want to. Take 3 breaths. Just holding and breathing. And then release out and circle that shoulder backwards. Circle that shoulder backwards. Good, one more. So we're going to combine the 2 this time. If you want to go back to just doing the one arm, you can. So this time we're going to lift the right arm up, take it behind the head, and then we're going to try and fold this left arm behind the back so that we're reaching towards the opposite arm. So you're pushing this shoulder back, reaching up. I can't do it, my shoulders aren't open enough. I'll show you from the sides. So you're going to try and reach so that your fingertips are reaching towards each other. You're pushing this top arm up and you're pushing this bottom arm back. So try and keep lifted up through the spine as you do. So take that arm behind, trying to work the fingertips towards each other if you can. If it feels good and those fingertips are touching and you're really opening the shoulders, draw the belly in and you can bring the weight gently forwards. If they're not touching, just keep working them towards each other and then release out. and circle both shoulders. Don't force them, it's just going to do more damage than good. So you just want to ease it as it goes. And eventually it may get there, eventually it might not get there. So just, we're all different, our bodies are all different. So take the opposite side. So lifting up, take that left arm down behind the base of the neck, and then take that right arm, wrap it around. Push the shoulder back, and then try and reach that hand up. So it may be that this side is a little bit more flexible, that you can do this. But the reason we're doing this, the reason we're trying to do this one is obviously for women in particular, it's quite functional. You know, if you want to undo your bra strap or you're putting things on, you need to be able to sometimes reach behind your back. So for us in particular, shoulder mobility is key. And just keeping that shoulder mobility. So remember, if you're touching or you want to come forwards. Don't force it. When it feels like it's had enough of a stretch, release it out and circle those shoulders backwards. Good. Come back to a neutral position with the shoulders. Just give them a shake backwards, and then just drop the chin down again. Breathing out. Chin drops, chin lifts. Take it to one side slowly, just as far as it wants to go. See if there's a little bit more mobility there now than there was at the beginning of class. Bring it back to the center. Gently drop it again down to the chest, breathing out. Lifting back up. Opposite side, take it out, gently to one side. Come back to the center, drop it down, breathing out. Come back to the center, one more time, gently to one side. So hopefully this morning, got a little bit more mobility now in that upper body. And a little bit more strength in that core area. Turn the head to one side, come back to the center. And then just take a reach. So interlace the fingers at the front of the body and just reach forwards, just gently again. Just stretch out through that spine. So you're dropping the spine backwards, drop the head in. Just find that stretch. Remember, you can do this one seated if you're seated. Hold and breathe. And then come back into the center. Take a reach wide with the arms. So reach the arms wide and up above the head, breathing in. And then as you breathe out, we're going to gently twist. So we're going to bring the left arm down towards the right thigh and take the right arm backwards. And just gentle twist to the side. And then come back up to the center, breathing in. Breathing out, gentle twist. So bringing some energy back into the body, waking it up again. So breathing in, coming up. Breathing out, gentle twist. Good, one more. Breathing in. And breathing out. Good, breathing in. And breathing out. Bring the hands back into the heart space. Close the eyes just for a moment. Take 3 breaths. So I want you to think today as you breathe, just focus on 3 things that you're grateful for today. Just bring some positivity into your room, into your body. Just feeling that positivity about something that you have in your life. And it is the full moon tonight. So if you're feeling a bit drained or a bit de-energized or a bit busy in the head, it may be that it's full moon related. Some people say it is. I know 1 or 2 people that I've had in classes recently have said, "Oh, I just feel today." It's like, well, it is around the time of the full moon. So if you do, have a look, see how you feel. Otherwise, if you've got any questions, please let me know. Put it in the chat. And I hope you enjoyed that session today. And like I say, if you want to watch any of the sessions, any of the previous sessions, or any of the yoga, street dance, tai chi, go onto the link from Active Neuron and you can look at all the sessions. Thank you very much. Can you, what was that? I'm just reading. Thank you very much. Can you all the exercises on chair? Yeah, just about. You can do. I mean, we did the first couple of weeks, we did a lot of the sessions standing. So most of the exercises you can do on the chair. So even the, let me get my chair. So obviously we did the shoulder rolls to begin with. I do 2 seated sessions a week, 2 seated mobility sessions a week with my own classes. So you can do the shoulder rolls. You can even do the thread the needle. So you can do the thread the needle seated. You can just bring the arm through. You don't have to be down on the floor to do the thread the needle. You can just bring it round to the side. You can do the waiter one with that one. You can do the dumb waiter. We do that one normally with that one. If you're doing the crunches, you can just do the crunches coming backwards with the arm movements, whichever ones you want to do. So yeah, if you want to do the session seated, then when you come online, just put in the chat that you're doing the session seated, and then I can know to do some alternatives. Interesting, you said your balance is off after your jab. Yeah, a little bit, just kind of